I'm Alex Thomas, co-chair of YpsiNICE, and I was here today at Community Family Life Center talking to people about our local democracy. I am in total solidarity with everyone at the No Kings rally, but my own personal beliefs, I think for the attacks at our national democracy, our best defense against that is a strong local democracy. And that was what today was centered around, what we talked about, our local democracy, and particularly it's important to our youth and families. And you'll see on the flyer what I advertised for the event that we talked about invest in Michigan kids. We also talked about the November ballot, and we talked about the differences between Ypsilanti Township and Ypsi City and why that's so important. So I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis of all those and give you the first reminder: vote. Go out and vote this Tuesday, this November for the election. But the first, invest in Michigan kids. There's a great, in my opinion, great petition drive going around that it's a tax on single taxpayers that make $500,000 or joint taxpayers that make $1 million. This tax will generate revenue that will go directly to schools. So you'll see a lot of cool people going around the town asking you to sign this petition. And I strongly encourage you to do so. Part of the reason I did the event today is because I want people to walk with me in my voting precinct and find other people that want to sign that petition and invest in our youth and invest in our future, and particularly Ypsilanti Township youth and Ypsilanti Township's future. And I said at the precinct level because that is who really has the power in Ypsilanti Township. I get so tired of the different conspiracy theories and apathy and ignorance that's spread about. If you want to impact things, you have to show up, you have to vote, and you have to vote in the elections that matter. Those people consistently do that in Ypsilanti Township. We have a voter turnout rate that's abysmal in some areas, sometimes 5% in really consequential elections. But that's what this effort is about, and that's why I want people to walk with me and find other interested people in their voting precinct. I'm in voting precinct 8, which is of particular significance, and that was our second agenda point today, the November ballot in general. And I have this map, and we'll pull it up on the screen, but in precinct 8, again, is my precinct. It pretty much makes up the borders of also Van Buren Public Schools' geographic presence in Ypsilanti Township. So if you live in West Willow and you're south of Tyler Road, you're geographically in Van Buren Public School District. And if you live in Sugarbrook and you're east of Harry, you're geographically in Van Buren Public School District. And this November on the ballot, there is a millage for Van Buren Public School District. And I want you to know about it, and I want you to vote for it because I want to support our schools. I've volunteered at Rossonville a couple of years ago. I know that they were supporting families with food giveaways because of the challenging circumstances a lot of the youth were in when they went home from school at Rossonville. And I know that the same issue still persists. So we definitely want to invest in our youth, invest in our schools. I want you to sign that millage petition for Invest in Michigan Kids. Definitely vote for the Van Buren Public School millage. And there's also a WISD millage countywide that you need to vote for that's on this November's ballot. Lastly, Ypsilanti City and Ypsilanti Township. What's the difference and why it matters? First off, I love them both. I grew up in Ypsilanti Township. I remember as a Cub Scout visiting Ypsi City and going to the city hall and just being fascinated at what was going on and meeting Mayor Pete Murdoch at the time. So just deep, and I lived in Ypsi City at different times in my 56 years. So love Ypsi City. Ypsi Township is completely separate though. And like there's 50 states in the United States. When we talk about Washtenaw County, there's 28 different municipalities. A municipality is a city, town, or village. The 28 different municipalities in Washtenaw, the largest ones by population, like nationwide, we have New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. In Washtenaw County, it's Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti Township, and Pittsfield Township. So Ann Arbor is about 120,000, Ypsi Township about 55,000, Pittsfield about 39,000. And you can see on the map, when we talk about Ypsi, it's actually 4 municipalities. And so it's not only important to understand the distinction between Ypsi City and Ypsilanti Township, but to know when we're talking about Ypsi, we're talking about Eastern Pittsfield, shout out Spice Tree, Glencoe Hills, the large rental population between Gulfside and 23. That's Pittsfield Township, where Myers is at. I remember there's a recent, well, not so recent, but last year there was a shooting in Myers, and MLive referred to it as an Ypsi area Myers, as opposed to saying that it's in Pittsfield Township, which is more accurate. Also, of note, Huron Valley Women's Prison is actually in Pittsfield Township, and many people mistake that it's in Ypsi, and it's actually in Pittsfield Township, the 3rd largest municipality. But when people think about Ypsi, it's those 4 municipalities: Eastern Pittsfield, it's also Southern Superior Township, MacArthur Boulevard area, anything south of Gettys in Superior Township. So Pittsfield, Southern Superior, and then Ypsi City and Ypsi Township. And Ypsi City, that I love, is about 20,000 people, but Ypsi Township, 55,000. So, and we have completely different representatives. Ypsi City has a mayor and a city council. Ypsi Township has a supervisor and a board of trustees. And they're elected, all of them, every 4 years in the same sequence and the same years on presidential elections. So just in past 2024, we had election, and we have our president, Brenda Stumbo, as Ypsilanti Township supervisor. For our clerk is Debbie Swanson. Our treasurer is Stan Eldridge. And then we have 4 trustees, Gloria Peterson, Johnny Newman, Larisha Thurston, and Karen Lovejoy Rowe. So you can see it's very important that you understand the distinction between Ypsi City and Ypsi Township. So please keep all those things in mind. And particularly if you're a parent, I grew up in Ypsilanti Township, and the school that I attended was Westville Elementary, and that's no longer there. It's a blank field. But at the time, we had a really active PTA. My mother doesn't get out a whole lot, but a lot of the people that she knows in the neighborhood and that she's been in contact with, they're parents of the children that I went to school with. And so elementary school was just a hub for a community. And when it goes away, it's the first indicator of community breakdown. And part of that is the lack of opportunity for parents to interact and having healthy spaces for kids to do healthy things. So we want our parents at the precinct level in Ypsilanti Township to know each other. So you can share this video or share clips of this video with other concerned parents, Ypsi Township residents and stakeholders. And you can tell them to pay attention to YpsiNICE and also to pay attention to our events and things that come out. So keep all that in mind, stay engaged. It's so easy to complain and not do anything, but it's much better and you feel good getting out, doing something, staying informed and talking constructively and positive. Well, you don't have to be positive, but just constructive about these things. Thank you. Bye-bye.